there's a mean culture in the internet. It's called the hustle culture. People will be like grinding on their goals and forgetting, neglecting family ties, neglecting their responsibilities and everything. And there's also the second one, which is the lazy Muslim culture in the internet. And none of these things, like the lazy Muslims there's a culture in the internet which is like a hustle culture. You grind on your goals, you sacrifice everything for your goals, you neglect your family ties, your responsibilities, and everything. And on the flip side, there's also the lazy Muslim culture where they will just be 100% like they like the way they live right now. They will wake up, they will consume a lot of content, they will go about their day, they will come back, they will scroll on TikTok, they will play video games, they will not drink actually, but they would watch more content, and then before you know it, they didn't even accomplish anything in their life. None of these things. I was for a long time I was finding like, where can I find my way in these things? People in the hustle culture, they talk about grinding a lot. Some people talking about, "Oh, don't worry, to grind for a little while," and some people will be like, be fearful of Allah, you will die, and all these things. I'm just for a long time I was just thinking like, which path should I take going forward? As I was 17, 18 years of age at that time. And so, alhamdulillah, I got into self-improvement. Because after a very long time, I realized that the point is not the hustle culture or the lazy culture. The thing I noticed, which is, if for example you're in hustle culture, maybe you're grinding for your goals, another person might feel insecure because of this thing. You might feel like, oh, this person is grinding too much, like, I don't know. But if you took the same person and you put a gun into his head, instantly he'll be working twice as hard as the person in the hustle culture. Why is that? It's because, and nobody would complain that this person is working too hard on his goals when he has a gun in his face. The problem is not the hustle culture. Like, you as a Muslim, like, Islam doesn't just teach ibadah. Islam doesn't just teach akhlaq. Ibadah, like, the thing is that Islam is divided into three. There's the ibadah, which is the worship. There is akhlaq, which is the character, and there's also aqidah, which is the beliefs and everything. Islam teaches everything. Islam doesn't just teach one thing. So you have to abide by everything. You have responsibilities. When you have to grind for your goals, when you have to sacrifice for your goals, like, don't get me wrong, I am in an extreme season. I've been on day 55 today. I cannot wait to just exit this extreme season. It's just very hard. I'm just working on my goals, I know. But I'm still not neglecting my ties. I'm still not neglecting my Quran. Although I neglected my Quran for a long time, but I'm back on my Quran again. So have certain things on maintenance. Don't just neglect everything and just like grind for a long time. If you must grind, like, there's a hadith that the Prophet was giving someone, he says to disappear for 15 days. Like, what he means is that just, I don't want to see you again for 15 days. Go and work on your goals. Go and work hard. I don't want to see you. So there's things that to a certain degree, you're supposed to like lock in on your goals to a certain degree. But don't neglect your salah, don't neglect your Quran, because work can be addictive. It can be like a lot addictive. Like, the thing is that the same way you indulge in all this lazy habit, that's the same way you're gonna indulge in these good habits, trying to mask out any insecurity, trying to mask out any form of negative emotions you have. I've been through this. I'm telling you, this is a lesson I want you to really take seriously. Even the time I was doing my Quran as well, I was neglecting every single person, but I was still not focused on my goals. For a long time, I felt bad about it. I will not socialize. I will not call my family to check on them. Like, that's the kind of problem I was having during this period. That even though I was doing specifically for Quran, okay, don't sacrifice yourself. Go into the extreme seasons. I would highly advise people to just go on to extreme seasons, achieve a lot of things, a lot of hard work, a lot of incredible things in your life. But don't ever sacrifice your life, ever. You as a young man, people talking about, oh, like, grind for your goals, like, sacrifice your 20s. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and in the hadith, he throw two stones in the ground, and he says the first stone is your death, and the second stone, the stone in front of this first stone, are your goals, which means that you will die before you achieve all your goals. I'm not trying to scare you to achieve. You have a goal, but as a human being, you don't know that your goals evolve as you grow. You would achieve this goal, and then you create a new goal, and you achieve it, and then you create a new goal, you achieve it. That's how the things. Like, you're just gonna continue to keep goals in your life, and you're not gonna achieve everything. You're gonna die. So the thing is that don't sacrifice everything. Okay? If you must enter an extreme season, then enter extreme season. Okay? Work really hard. Your body is your amana. Don't forget. Don't just be working 22 hours a day and neglecting your sleep. That's not a good thing. Okay? That is why Islam teaches balance. People talking about balance is like a bad thing. No. Balance, like, there's a difference between balance and mediocrity. I've been mentioned of that so many times. Balance means having things in moderation, like accomplishing a lot of things in moderation. Like, I'm not saying that For example, like some people will be like, I don't want to leave my room, so I'll pray in my room. What? Like no matter how much, like even in when you want to grind, look at the scenes of the Prophet ﷺ during the battlefield and everything like that. They are in the battlefield. In fact, in the battlefield, they will leave and just go and do their salah. What about you? You're in any battlefield. You're not. And here you are neglecting your salah, neglecting all these things because of one goal. That's the thing. Don't sacrifice your life. Achieve incredible things. You can achieve incredible things. How long does it take for this responsibility? It doesn't take a long time. People will make it out to be like, if you just see your parents for once and then your whole day is ruined. That's a complete lie. That doesn't work that way. Okay, I'm not saying you should see. If you want, you can. It's not a must that you must visit your family every single day. You can book a day a week and then just give it all. Like just give it, like even if it's an hour, just don't even use your phone. Forget about your phone and give them full attention. That's why Islam doesn't just teach one field. It's everything. That's one of the beautiful things in Islam. And you as a young man growing up, you really need these things. And I wish someone told me this one second out. I would like to end with the humble quote. Too much attention makes a donkey. I think he's a lion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.